Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a sit down video. This is so weird because I used to have a beauty channel and I feel like I'm on it right now. I've accelerated to a much better channel for me, and today we're going to be doing a Q&A. So we're going to be answering some questions. I asked you guys on Instagram. If you're not following me, here is my Instagram here. If you want to ask me any more questions, you're welcome to. I also do free readings sometimes, so if you guys want to follow me on there, then that is a really good place to start. I also ask you guys on YouTube as well to ask me questions. So let's get started with the video, and first let's get started with the Instagram questions. Also, thank you so much for everyone who sent me questions. I really appreciate you. I also appreciate if you're just watching this video, if you're subscribed to me, just all the support. I really appreciate it, so thank you so much. So let's get started with the Instagram questions. So the first question is, well, it's not really a question. I found this really cute. They said, oh my god, you're a Scorpio, no wonder I resonate with you. I found that really cute. And also happy birthday to any Libras or Scorpios out there who are going to have their birthday very soon. My birthday is also on Halloween, so people used to make fun of me at school and say I was a witch. I find it quite funny. Basically, my birthday's on Halloween and I used to have a black cat, so people used to call me a witch. And I'm like, now look at me. Proper going into my witchiness. And I'm also really glad that you resonate with me, so thank you so much for that comment. That was really sweet. Sky Unicorn underscore, I think there's 2 underscores there. How did you get into tarot, and when did you think it was what you want to do for a living? So with my tarot journey, the story basically is, when I was looking on YouTube, just looking for something to watch last year around, I think it's about July time or January time, I really cannot remember now. But last year in 2018, I saw a video about Scorpios, and it was, I don't know who it was, I can't remember. I think it may have been Kayleigh Jean, because she really resonated with me to start off with. I will link her channel down below if I remember. Sorry Kayleigh Jean if I don't remember to put your channel down below. But basically I found her channel, and basically she really resonated with me. I found a video about Scorpios and I'm like, I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, could people mention like tarot on YouTube? Like, is that a thing? So I watched it. And I was like, holy crap, this resonates with me so freaking hard. I was like, whoa, like mind blown. Like my whole mind was like blown. So basically, I have flappy sleeves, by the way. My sleeves look really flappy. Anyways, I basically resonated with it really hard, and I thought, oh my god, this looks so interesting. So I was actually, had graduated from uni. I may have watched it before I graduated uni, but I graduated uni in June or July. I graduated with a photography degree because I love photography and videography, hence why I love YouTube. I just love YouTube anyway. But I also love tarot, and I also, it's kind of a combination of, I wanted to do something I really enjoyed. I wanted to work for myself. That was basically all I wanted to do. Me and my fixed signness, being the stubborn person I am, I wanted to work for myself. I was like, no, I need to work for myself. I don't want to work for anyone else. And then basically I just started my channel in January, and I got my first client in March, which was really fun. I did it basically because I just wanted to do something that was completely new and out of the box for me. But it wasn't really out of the box. To be fair, I've been spiritual my whole life. My mum's very spiritual, but I've never been really open about it, and it's really scaring me just being open about it now. It's kind of freaking me out a little bit. But I'm like, no Vicky, it's okay, you can do this. Because I had a YouTube channel for 5 years, and it was lifestyle and beauty, and I loved doing it. But I never ever spoke about the fact that I was spiritual. I was so nervous. I was like, is anyone going to accept me for it? People going to think I'm this voodoo weirdo? Basically, I was very happy with my spirituality, but actually telling it to people online was like, no. And also about the anxiety that I have as well. So it's not like, it's just generalized anxiety, but basically I never used to talk about that either, and that's just like, it's like kind of scary for me. I don't know why. I started my channel in January. I did like a pick a card with an oracle deck that my mum gave. Well, actually it was my mum's oracle deck. I'd say she gave it to me, but it was her deck. She let me use it. And basically I've always been interested in oracle cards, but with the deck that she gave me is when I started using it, and I did the pick a card, and somebody mentioned on my comments, they were like, wow, this really resonates with me, thank you so much. And also going back to it in January, and I actually watched it and I picked a group for myself, it resonated with me so hard. So now I'm really excited to actually do tarot. And when I said to my mum about doing a tarot channel, she was like, maybe you shouldn't call it like the Crystal Girl Tarot or something like that, because obviously I don't know how to do tarot. But over the couple of months that I was watching videos and kind of watching, because in January I didn't know how to do tarot, I had no idea. I picked it up quite fast because I'm quite a visual, well, I am a visual learner, video and auditory learner. I think that's the right word, where basically you listen and you watch videos to kind of learn through YouTube how to do tarot. I didn't actually watch any sit down videos that were basically like, this is tarot, this is what you need to do. It was like, this is reading about Scorpios, like mid-weeklies, bi-weeklies, monthlies, stuff like that. And I watched all of that stuff and I just absolutely fell in love with it, and I was like, wow, this is so amazing. All I wanted to do was to help people. I wanted to assist people with their journeys with spirituality, because I have had a really hard life, guys. Like, I'm only 22 and I'm not being vain or anything and saying, oh, my life is so hard, but honestly, guys, I've had like, my life has been extremely hard sometimes. Like, it's been to the point where I'm like, I can't do this anymore. And it's got to that point quite a few times in my life. It's been really, really intense. Tarot really helped me to kind of show people that it's going to be okay, and I've always wanted to help people like all the time. So that's how I got into it. Sorry if that's really, really long, but I might put some timestamps down below if you guys are interested in other questions, if you're not really bothered about this one. Okay, moving on. That's how I got into it. And what do I want to do for a living? I want to do tarot for a living, like full on. Just, I want to carry on doing it as long as you guys want to keep watching me. I absolutely love YouTube. I love spreading awareness of spirituality. I love helping people. And I know how hard it is having a spiritual awakening, and I feel it's so hard in my heart that I need to help people in any way I can. And I feel like with readings, I actually use my gift, and people say that it's a gift, and I'm like, is it a gift? Because I've always had it, but I've never actually used it to help people. So it's kind of like, wow, I'm actually like using something I've always had, which people has always thought is weird. And now I'm on this like tarot community where everyone's thinking, oh my god, it's like a gift, and I'm like, what is this? It's great though, I'm not complaining, I'm having a great time. Somewhat decent one said, what made you smile today? I got a Costa, which is like Starbucks. If you guys don't know what it is, I got a Costa, which I'm very happy with. I'm glad I have the money to buy that. That's what made me smile today. What also made me smile is the fact that it's very, very warm today. It's really, really nice weather, and it makes me very happy. So thank you for your question. Also, what made you smile today? Please comment down below. That would be really, really nice. What's my favourite colour? My favourite colour is pink. Everything in my room is pink or white or blue. I love pastel colours. I love florals. Yeah, that's my favourite colour, pink and blue, like baby blue and baby pink. How did you first know you had a gift? So I first knew I had a gift. I don't know, a gift, because it's like, for me, it's kind of been my personality for my entire life. So in terms of actually being psychic, the first time I knew was when I had my first client in March, and she'll know who she is if she's watching. I hope she doesn't mind. I won't say her name actually, but she was my first client. I did a reading for her, a 5-minute reading, and she said, oh my god, that was so accurate. And I'm like, you talking to me? Like, me? And then she was like, no, that's really accurate. Like, and then she was like, oh, can you do me a yearly reading? And I'm like, yeah. That was like one of the best days of my life, not gonna lie. Like, when she gave me a purchase, I was like, holy crap, like, this is actually resonating for people. So in terms of actually being psychic, I've been psychic pretty much since I was about 7 years old. From what I can remember, not actually being full-on psychic, like I didn't actually use my psychic abilities, but I've always been extremely sensitive. A highly sensitive person is pretty much me. A lot of you guys I know can relate to this, but I never knew that I was a highly sensitive person until I watched a YouTube video about it. And it was basically traits of a highly sensitive person. It had a massive list of all the traits, and I was like, I'm relating to every single thing on this video. And I'll try and find it down below, guys, because I find it so fascinating, because it made me feel not alone anymore. Like, pretty much my whole life, I've never had people I can relate to. It's only been literally since probably March time this year is when I first found people who really resonate with me and really kind of I can actually be like my wholehearted self with. It's actually insane, guys. Like, honestly, when I say my life's been difficult, I hate being a picnic. So when in sense of psychic abilities, probably March this year, but in terms of actually being like aware and very sensitive and almost pretty much psychic, pretty much like 7 years old. Very young age. I've always been an old soul, so I've always been older than my actual age. So when I was about 7, I was probably about 15 in my head. Next question. Thank you so much for your questions, guys. Moving on to the next one. What else do you do apart from tarot, like interests outside? I like watching Marvel. Marvel's my favourite. I absolutely love photography and videography. I'm going to do a shoot soon. I'm really excited to do that. Just like a hobby. I love running. I love art. I do photography, art. I used to do nail art. I used to have a whole YouTube channel about nail art. I love singing. I love playing my ukulele like a little white girl. No offense to anyone's got a ukulele, but I just think it's cute. But also the ukulele is so easy to play, guys, so if you're thinking about playing a musical instrument, the ukulele is such a good thing to play. I also love, what else do I love? I love crystals. So weird to say, like, saying I love crystals just in a normal video, it's just so weird to me. It's so crazy. Yeah, just anything creative, guys. Like, honestly, anything creative you can really think of. Maybe not everything, but a lot of things. Yeah, I love yoga and dancing, and yeah, I like a lot of things. It's just I kind of do them like, not like I don't go to a club or anything, I just kind of do it as a hobby. Like I do like just dance on my Switch. Like I'm not afraid to say stuff like that because I think it's so fun. Oh, I love like Nintendo. I love Nintendo and Marvel. If you guys like Nintendo and Marvel, please let me know because I freaking love it. So that's what I love outside of tarot. Roshni, which is your favourite crystal that you prefer wearing all the time? So my favourite crystal that I prefer wearing all the time is basically a practical crystal, is my hematite, which is this one here. It actually is a Scorpio bracelet, which is really crazy. I went to a crystal shop and I was like, do you have any hematite bracelets? And she was like, yeah, we have hematite. And I was like, oh my god, it actually says Scorpio on it. It's made for me. So yeah, I love it. It actually is really, really good for overthinking, for grounding. I noticed it because I'm not an overthinker. Hopefully not anymore because I'm meditating a lot, but when I'm in restaurants and things and I'm talking to somebody like directly in front of me, sometimes I have trouble focusing on the person when they're talking. I'm normally looking around or like hearing all the music or talking or watching waitresses or waiters kind of move around. Like I'm always distracted. The hematite basically grounds you and it's so good for highly sensitive people. Like I highly recommend it, and also really highly recommend wearing crystals because they're so much better than having them in your pocket, because one, you'll probably lose them, and two, I think it's really helpful to have it on your pulse because for some reason it just circulates the body better. And I also have ametrine, which is really good for overthinking as well, which I really like. Selenite is also really good to wear when you're channeling, and citrine is also really good for happiness as well. So I've been really liking those. But my main one is hematite. I wear that every single day, even when I'm sleeping sometimes. If I'm having bad dreams, it normally grounds me and it sorts me out. Do you practice yoga? Yes, I do practice yoga. I try to do it daily. I don't do long practices because I don't really like doing that because I always fall asleep. Concentrated little segments is mainly what's best for me, but obviously it suits everyone differently. But yeah, I do have a daily practice of yoga. Thank you so much for that, Roshni. Just being me, hun, how old are you? I am 22. I'm 23 on October 31st, Halloween. Favourite sign other than your own? So my favourite sign other than my own, oh, this is a hard one. See, it's hard because I want to say Cancerian because it's my moon sign, so that's kind of a bit I sound like a sheep then. All the water signs. In terms of like my favourite sign, can't really decide because they're all good in their own ways. Aries is always a really good one because Aries are normally pretty sorted, like in terms of how they interact with me as a water sign. My mum is an Aries and she's also Sag moon. Hopefully she won't mind me saying that. she probably won't mind. But she basically sorts me out when I'm getting overthinking. She's like, okay Vicky, you gotta sort yourself out. I'm like, calm down. Aries do get angry quite quickly, but then they snap out of it really quickly, which I really like about them because you know you're always going to be kind of on a good note with them, you know. And normally they're pretty good at kind of getting things sorted. They're very eager, they're very determined, and I like that in a sign because I'm quite a lot like that. I don't think I have any Aries in my chart though. I'm pretty sure I don't. So I really like Pisces, depending on obviously their other elements, and same with Aries. But I feel like with Pisces, they're really, really good at interacting with you on a deep level, and I absolutely love that. I love water signs. I like Virgos, but it depends on obviously on their other signs because they can be quite perfectionist, which is totally fine because I'm Virgo rising, I'm a perfectionist. I'm sharing so much in this video, it's so weird. I don't think there's any other signs that really come to mind. Yeah, I don't think there's any other signs really that I can really think of. Thank you so much for your question. What's your favourite crystal and why? From Hannah. So my favourite crystal is Aura Quartz. I love Aura Quartz because you can get all different ones. You can get titanium, you can get angel, you can get, I can't remember all the other ones, but they're, oh god, they're absolutely stunning. Like they're so pretty, and I have one that looks like a Barbie crystal. I absolutely love it. Okay, so there is a lot of crystals that I love. I'm going to show you another one that I love too. So these are all my Aura Quartz that I have. This is my Barbie crystal. I love it. It's so pretty. And then I have another one which is titanium covered. Basically it's covered in metal. Isn't that so pretty? It's so stunning. And And then I also have Angel Aura Quartz, which is this one here. It's just a clear one, but it's got like slight rainbow in it. Very iridescent, I love it. And then also another one that I really like, when you struggle possibly like with relationships, worrying about like a certain person, things like that. This is really, really good for kind of any relationship issues, friendship issues, any sort of thing. This is called Garnet. Very, very good for commitment and things like that. So I love those crystals. Thank you so much for your question, Hannah. What's your favourite food? Mine is Chinese. I love this question, okay, because I love talking about food. So my favourite is Thai food. I think I was born in a different country, like honestly guys. No, I was born in England, but I love Thai food and I love Japanese food. So yo sushi food, Thai food, oh my freaking god, favourite food of all time. I love it, it's so freaking good. I love that yours is Chinese, that's such a good one. How do you deal with people that exclude you or people that don't like you? Wow, okay, so this is a really deep question. So basically, a lot of my life in terms of friendships have been pretty rubbish, but that's because it's me kind of learning how to deal with it. Pretty much because I'm very authentic, not to be vain, but I'm very kind of honest, and I never want to my honesty to hurt anyone, but sometimes I'm very honest in the sense that like this is who I am and I'm not going to change it, and a lot of people kind of leave because of it, which is, for now, I'm actually pretty happy with it now because I'm very happy with the friends I have. And sometimes it happens for a reason, you know. So how do you deal with people that exclude you? So I'm going to tell you a tiny little story. It's just a little segment. Is that when I left school, I was bullied for about 6 months before I left school fully. Basically, I was completely ignored. It was kind of gross the way they treated me. I don't have any feelings towards it, but I'm just telling you as an example. So basically, I was completely ignored, and pretty much they treated me like I was non-existent, and I was in their class, so they were really good at ignoring me, let's just say that. So that's how I dealt with it. Was I was really, really strong. I did counselling, I spoke to my mum, I spoke to anyone who would listen in terms of someone I trusted, and I distanced myself as much as I possibly could. And I pretty much was lonely for a lot of my school life in terms of friendships. I had friendships pretty much most of the time, but I never felt like I was included in them most of the time in terms of like a deep friendship, because a lot of them were very immature, and being my old soul, I was like, I don't get along with any of these people. But in terms of how I dealt with it, counselling, talk to people you love, journal, exercise. I used to run a lot to kind of get all the energy out. Yeah, and just do things on your own. It's so much more helpful. It's better to be on your own than with people who don't appreciate you. That's pretty much it. And if people don't like you, in school it's so difficult. Like, school life was not fun for me. Yeah, being highly sensitive, guys, it's really, really difficult sometimes, especially in school. So it's really, really helpful. If someone doesn't like you, you're better off just trying to get away from them as much as possible. Have you ever used the law of attraction? Has it worked for you? Love you. Love you too. Law of attraction, I actually attracted a house. I can tell you guys a story of that if you want to. I won't do it now, but in a separate video if you guys want to know that. I also attracted meeting my my crush, like a celebrity crush. And I also attracted friends as well. So if you guys want to know how I did that, then please let me know. But it was a process, guys. It's not like immediate, but I think with objects it is easier to manifest them, and apart from like people are a little bit harder to manifest. So yeah, I'll let you know that, guys. If you guys want to see a manifesting video, then I can do that for you guys. How did you get better at reading tarot cards? I watched loads and loads of videos, not to learn, but to basically just watch my readings for Scorpios. I used to watch all of those, and that's how I learned, pretty much. Just practice, and practicing with people. I did a lot of free readings before I started doing any paid readings. Just practice with people. Practice with people who you feel comfortable with, and also don't feel bad if it doesn't resonate with people. Sometimes it will resonate in the future, or sometimes, you know, that message was just for something else, you know. But it's never wasted. Also, a tip for you guys, if you're a channeler or you want to go into tarot, if you think of something weird while doing someone's reading, normally it's pretty true. Like, I get a lot of weird messages and I'm like, that's not going to resonate, and then they're like, oh my god, that resonates so much with me. Like, I'll get like a cat running up a tree, and then they'll be like, oh my god, my cat ran up a tree like 3 weeks ago and I was so scared. Like, you know, it's crazy. I love it. So thank you so much for everyone who asked me a question on YouTube. I will try and answer as many as I can. I probably won't answer everyone because this video will be super long, but I'll try and do some timestamps down below if you guys get bored of certain questions that I answer, okay? This is a really good question. This is from Copper Dove. It said, I'd love to know what tips you have for protecting oneself when helping people as a light worker. Protecting negative energy when you encounter certain clients, struggle with being a light worker. They don't know how to shield themselves. Okay, so in terms of protecting yourself, hematite, really, really good. Wear it all the time. Grounding yourself, really, really good. I always every time I do a reading, or I try to do every time I do a reading, is to ground myself. I use an incense stick, and after every single reading I say, release any energy that isn't mine now, thank you. And I just open my hands up like this and sit them on my knees, or I just kind of open my arms out like this, like this. I put them down here. I'm just trying to show you guys, like I do that and put them down here, and I just let the energy flow out of my hands. In terms of protecting yourself, it's really good to incense and just basically affirm, I contain any energy that's mine and release any energy that's not mine. Spray yourself with aura spray, just kind of anything that works, even a crystal. Some people use a crystal and they kind of just like do this around their aura. I never really do that, but it feels kind of nice. That's really, really good. And also just being conscious of the fact that when you're very sensitive, you suck up people's energy like a sponge. When I was at school, I used to get really, really stressed out, and I used to come home really, really angry for no particular reason, but literally because I was so sensitive. I used to suck up all the horrible energy from all the people at school. I went to an all-girls school as well, so extra stressful. Basically my mum was like, sit down, or she's like, stand there, and she used to just sage my aura, and she was like, do you feel better? And I'm like, yeah. So when I came home, I was like really pissed off and annoyed, but then that really helped me. So just be aware when you're at school, work, anything like that, you suck up people's energy like a sponge most of the time, so just be careful of that. And also crystals that are black are so good at protecting you, especially if you're going to have an argument with somebody, you know you're going to have an argument. Black onyx, trust me, it's worked. I've used it before. How to make connection with intuition or higher self for picking the right card, and also for taking life important decisions. Okay, intuition, meditation. You have to separate and get rid of all the busyness, otherwise you can't let any messages in. It's like filling up a room with stuff and clutter and then sitting in it and feeling like crap because everything just feels messy. But then when you tidy it, it's so much better because you have so much room, you have room to think. I definitely notice when I don't meditate that I'm not getting messages quick enough. And also to let you know, intuition fluctuates. Don't know why I'm doing this, woo! But intuition fluctuates, so it will kind of go up and down. Sometimes I'm thinking, why am I not getting any messages? But sometimes you do, sometimes you don't, and that's why people use cards, because it's a much easier way to help you channel. And sometimes you don't even have to use cards, but sometimes it's nice, you know. When tuning in, use crystals. Selenite's really, really good for that. Clear quartz and other crystals like amethyst and things like that, whatever suits you the best. I feel like selenite suits me the best. In terms of like picking important life decisions, I do struggle with this. Since channeling and using my intuition much more, I actually struggle with it more. I think it's because I'm possibly using it a bit too much, or I always need to balance it out pretty much. I probably need to meditate a bit more. But when an important life decision needs to happen, it's always good to use cards, because then you're basically not connecting to your ego, and the ego isn't getting in the way saying you should do this and blah blah blah. Also just sitting and thinking about it, you know. Also guys, do you want a video on meditation? Like, do you guys want a video on how to meditate? Because I'd really like to do a video like that. Has every soul that incarnates here has the intention of awakening? I'm pretty sure they do. Not every soul. I've met some souls that aren't too, let's just say they're a bit too down to earth. They're not really kind of integrated with spirituality, but obviously I'm not judging. Everyone has a different path. Not everyone is meant to awaken, let's just say that. When you feel so drawn to someone and you can't get away if you try, what does that mean? Well, it means you're very connected with them on a soul level. Pretty much it. You're pretty much just connected to them on a soul level. What are the signs that we're going through a spiritual awakening? Repetition of numbers, synchronicities, definitely 100%. And also, most of the time, you're feeling pretty weird and sensitive and confused. And yeah, pretty much, because spiritual awakening isn't fun. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's not fun all the time. The afterwards is pretty great. Have you ever gotten scared of things that you hear intuitively or guides? Yes. Not in the sense that it's freaked me out, but in a sense that I possibly don't want to hear it. Like, because you know, you don't always want to hear the truth. Also, it can come really randomly, and I can get very intense signs. When I was going through my twin flame journey, I had a sense of my soul being ripped out my body. That wasn't fun. It was trying to get to my twin flame. It was like, take me out my body, and I'm like, Vicky, you ain't going anywhere. Your soul is in your body, mate, sorry. So stuff like that. How do I awaken my spiritual gifts, abilities and powers? Meditation, getting grounded, feeling present in the moment. Basically, my thing is, if you can stare at a brick wall for more than 5 minutes without getting irritated, that's a really good sign. Because it means your mind is clear. That's when you know your mind is clear. Or like a minute, yeah? Or you just feel good away from distraction. The less distraction you have, the better you're going to be able to get in, because you've got to clear, as I say, clear the mind before you can get into it. How do you usually regain your energy when feeling drained? I love this question because I do feel like that a lot. Sleeping, meditating doesn't really help, but I sometimes like it if I'm overthinking. Wearing the right crystal for that day. Sometimes I'll pull a card to help me with that. Also eating the right food. I've gone off wheat a lot, not a lot now, a lot. I've kind of cut down sugar. If you're intolerant to something, that can be a reason why you feel drained. Not always. Drink a lot of water. Drink drinks that are kind of can flush out the body and things like that. What are your thoughts about starseeds? I love starseeds. I think I'm a starseed as well. I think the word starseed is so cute. I just think it's such a cute little word. I love starseeds. I think they're amazing. I think they're highly intuitive, highly sensitive. Always felt alone a lot of the time. Felt secluded. I think a lot of starseeds are mainly the ones that have been awakened for quite a long time, but that's not always true, because obviously everyone awakens at different times, but I love starseeds. Please suggest meditation for heavy heart feelings. So I suggest having a crystal on your heart, and get one that protects your heart just for until you can kind of cope, and then meditating on self-love. I think that will really help you. And also to get out your head, meditation will really help, just any sort of meditation. Okay, so that's all the questions. Thank you so much everyone for giving me a question. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much if you've made it this far through the video. Thank you so much to everyone who's supported me through this journey. Honestly, it means the entire freaking world. If you guys have any suggestions for me for anything I should read, watch, if I should do a yoga video or like a manifestation video, then please let me know. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you very soon. Bye!